Hey guys, and thanks for tuning in. It's the end of NAMM Week. Yes. NAMM Week is coming to a close. I wanted to go on forever. So I'm joined by Dave, my partner in crime.
Hello there.
And in this one, as we had said as we were going through the week, we're going to try and point up our armies, because it's the NAMM Week is never supposed to be the end of our coverage of Vietnam. This is kind of like the beginning.
This is the jump-off point, isn't it?
Yeah.
For expanding people's ideas and people's...
So this week wasn't going to end with us having a battle, because we don't have armies yet. No. This week was about us getting to grips with it, just like you guys. And we're coming up with armies, and then these will be the armies that we will be trying to build. Yeah, trying to build. So we're going to talk first about Dave's army. And then I've had Dave helping me put together an army, because I'm still getting to grips with this. So and then myself and Dave will talk about the army we've put together, and then at the end of the show, I will have another idea that I'd like to run past you. So I couldn't resist.
What?
Yeah. So I have another idea I want to run past you.
I already dislike where this is going.
Well.
Okay.
Tune in to the end of the show to see. So
skip to the end to see my face.
So
okay, right.
I've got my own book, my own tour of duty book.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So let's kick off with your army, Dave. So you've went with the PAVN.
PAVN, not PVC.
Not PVC or PVA as I've been calling them.
I've gone with the infantry company to show just how much you can get on the table for how little points you can spend to get it on. So, almost direct opposite to the Air Cav.
Yeah.
Where you've got a lot of points spent for not a lot, but what they do is vast. Yeah. So I've gone for a cheap and cheerful, I think, but quite a devastatingly, quite a. What you've got on the table doesn't quite what you end up with on the table. Mm-hmm. Lots of things coming on from reserves, lots of guerrilla reinforcements. Yeah. And one or two minefields. So let's get on with it, shall we?
We've been quite modest with the points.
We have. We started off as a 1500. Yeah. As we say, this is our start army. You can buy one or two boxes and have 100 points, quite ready to go within a few weeks, month maybe. Yeah. But you don't have to buy lots, and then what you can find is that, I liked that element, I'll add more. I didn't really like that, but I think I've got an idea how to change that. 15 points going up to 17, 50, even 2000. I think that's a good way to do it, and I think we've started off in a good point level. Cool.
Right, so kicking off then, where are your, well, firstly, what's your page number? If people want to follow along at home.
Is page number, I had it open to my page number, 23. 23. 22 is where the list begins, but 23 is where all the good stuff is.
So let me get you, we'll get that up on screen for you to see. But so if you want to follow along,
lots of red.
Page 22 and 23 is where we're starting. So the Tiu Duan Bo Bing.
Job Don Bo Bing, yes.
It's probably Tiu Duan Bo Bing.
Or as we like to call it, the Infantry Battalion.
Yes, the Infantry Battalion.
Oh yes, that's one thing to note, says that due to the rules for the Vietnamese, we don't talk about companies, we talk about battalions. They're that one scale up.
Really?
Yes.
So is this kind of Russian-esque?
It's almost directly copied the Soviet rules from Flames of War. Yeah. The Second World War version.
Which is where they would have got a lot of their tactics from.
Which is where they got their training, which is where they got their equipment. So, being a communist state, it follows on from that large formations, centralised command, which is one of the rules, but very elite, a cadre of officers commanding a vast array of troops. Yeah. So,
I also notice, because I couldn't help but look, but your motivation and skill is fearless trained.
Fearless trained. Now
that's the opposite of what you would normally go for.
What I would normally go for, which is my confident veterans, which is what I normally look for. Fearless trained is a challenge. Let's just say it's a challenge. I know that my morale is going to hold. Yes. But for how long? Yeah. Because I'm going to mount up a lot more hits on a unit. Luckily, I need to take. If I've got 15 teams in a company, I need to have 15 hits 10 hits, sorry, before I take pinning checks instead of 5.
So right, okay. So it's not half.
No, it's half. No.
It's 2/3.
It's
yeah.
a lot more.
All right.
You take a lot more fire because there's a lot more men.
Yeah.
Before you get pinned.
Is that a special rule just for these guys?
That's that's a direct link from the Soviets.
All right. Yeah.
The Soviets have that. So if you ever played Soviet Union in the Second World War, jumping into the Vietnamese, you almost already know what you're going to expect. So, with that in mind, on 23 we start with the Battalion HQ.
Yes.
Which starts off with 2 very lonely assault AK-47 rifle teams.
Yes. That's your company command and your second in command.
Second in command. Yep. Then it gets fun.
Yeah.
Because underneath that you got your heavy machine guns, which for me, I've added 3.
Right.
For the full heavy machine gun tricked out.
Yeah.
And then I've made them into bunkers.
Right. Okay. So that's HMG nests.
HMG nests, which can ambush anywhere, at any time during the game.
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
I've gone for flexibility and a hammer punch. So, yeah. Next for that one, trust me, to have that ambush rule. When I saw that, instantly in.
Yeah.
I would suggest that. Next, I've got 2 recoilless guns.
Yeah. Now, what does a recoilless gun do? Is it
anti-tank?
Oh, really?
Yes. It's a big rifle. It's a big rifle. It fires a big shell, and it doesn't. It's recoilless because it uses gas to propel out the back. So it fires a big, heavy shell into the side of a tank.
Right.
Very good, very hard hitting, and very mobile. Again, it's a number mobile.
75 mil.
75 mil.
So it's like, wow.
It's the same size as a Sherman cannon.
Yeah.
Not the same velocity.
Are those guys mobile? Can they move and shoot and stuff?
They are man-packed. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, they're man-packed. Oh, God. All right, okay. So...
Oh, another thing I wanted to say. You can move at the double, 16 inches, and at night, with this army.
And fire these weapons.
Well, next
turn, yeah. Okay, right.
Okay.
Can they fire them at helicopters?
I wouldn't.
Okay, right. Well, fair enough.
There's something to... don't worry. I've got it covered.
All right, okay, okay, right, yep.
And the next thing, I've just put in 3 box standard mortars.
Yes.
Just for some... As the points were very low, I didn't get much in the way of templates. So I thought, to counteract that, 3 mortars is good enough for knocking out machine gun nests, so you might have, or you wouldn't have, but infantry teams...
Yes.
The odd half track, maybe. But to pin is more to set up that assault.
Yes.
So you don't need the mortars, but I personally thought I needed the mortars because of the lack of artillery I have.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it for the. That's just the HQ though.
Right. Okay. And how many points did that all come to?
That came to a total of. I knocked that over. 240.
That's only 240 points. You've got anti-tank, mortars, machine gun nests.
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
Next comes the company.
Right, combat companies.
Combat companies.
These look huge as well.
These are your mainstay, all AK-47 armed. Some of them have got, RPGs.
Yep.
Which is what you would be shooting at helicopters. They also have a rule themselves that re-roll failed hits for RPGs. Because they open up with a full barrage of 10, 11 RPGs, so you really can't miss.
An RPG, is that the B40 team?
That's the B40 team, yes, that's it. They come integrated. You can upgrade them to B41s.
Yes.
I haven't. I don't feel the need at this stage that I need a heavier punch.
Yeah.
The box standard RPG is quite good. You can upgrade to have light machine guns, but I felt with the heavy machine guns, and I wanted to be a bit more mobile in my approach, I've left the machine guns out.
So they are AK-47 assault rifle teams that you've put in with B40 teams.
B40 teams. That's what you normally get.
Yeah.
I haven't upgraded them anymore.
Okay.
I've taken just 2 infantry platoons at 330, sorry. Yeah.
Did you take a Type 58 LMG team?
No, that's what I left out.
You've left that out. Okay, grand. Yeah.
Because I don't think I needed to.
So, and each one of those is what, 8, 16, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 guys.
Yeah, times 2.
Times 2, okay.
That's compulsory, you need 2 of them.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I kept the points down, because I knew I was going to spend a lot on infantry.
Right, okay.
So that's the compulsory units. They will get shot to pieces, they'll come back.
Yeah,
guerrillas.
because they recycle, don't they?
So,
yeah.
Again, what you've got on the table isn't necessarily what you're going to have throughout the game, because you're going to probably have more than that. So keep that in mind, because you will see it come back a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they're very versatile as well. Next thing I've done is I've gone straight to adding more mines.
More mines, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll come back to the anti-aircraft, but I wanted to put the mines in, which is page 71.
Page 71. Okay, let me follow along here. Yep.
I've put as much as I can in 2 minefields for 100 points.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they're ambushing mines, so you don't know where they're going to come in. They're big 8 inches of terrain that pop up wherever I want, and then they go off.
Right, okay.
Again,
and you have 2 of these bad
2
boys.
of them bad boys. Again, trying to reduce the amount of manoeuvrability you have.
Yes.
Because if you're pinned in one place, I can bring in the men. And try and
anything that forces your opponent to do things that he doesn't want to do is crucial.
Which is why this is what I've aimed this list to do. Mm-hmm. It probably isn't the best list you can make out of it, but I thought with the points restriction and the nature of your army, I felt putting mines in was probably one of the first things you needed to do. Mm-hmm. 100 points, they're almost giving them away. 100 points. So that's enough. You can only have 2, so you might as well spare 100 points and put them straight
and just put them in. Yeah.
Yep. So that's them. Really emphasising take mines. Mm-hmm. So we're going back now.
Okay. Back, so back to page 25.
Back to 26.
26.
Now.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we're not. We're going to a page after that to 28.
Okay.
I looked at A8. Sorry.
28.
28.
So Divisional Anti-Air Company. Yeah.
Helicopters are going to be around a lot.
Yes, they are.
Yes. Probably more than I can handle with normal RPGs. So I thought I'd bring on the anti-aircraft guns. For 60 points for free.
Yeah.
Again, the points level were low, so you couldn't get a lot more in. I've taken 3, but there is a rule underneath. If I model mine with 5 or more men, my rate of fire goes up to 5 each.
Really?
5 shots each, yeah. So that's 15 out of 5 shots.
Yeah.
Coming at you a turn. You minimise. With what I found is that you minimise your points expenditure, maximise output.
Yeah.
So
an extra 5 points. You model them with five or more men with each anti-aircraft gun.
Yep, and
so that takes them to what? Well, you get 3 for 60 points, or
then it's 65. It's 65 points for the platoon and 115, because it does say.
Oh, that's per platoon. That's not even per gun.
It's not even per gun.
How cheap is that?
Yeah, it's not even per gun. It's per platoon. 5 points.
And what was their rate of fire before? 4. Right. Okay. Right.
So it's a big. 1 rate of fire. No, it's 5 shots that you're getting a turn.
Yeah.
And when they pin, they'll be higher as well.
So are you going for the 6 or the 3?
I've gone for 3.
Yeah.
To keep points down. Because I've spent a lot of points elsewhere, I must admit.
Right, okay, yeah.
So I've kept the points down in other areas, but I knew I needed a lot of anti-aircraft gun capability, so I've boosted them as much as I can. And for 65 points, throw away.
For 3 anti-aircraft? Yeah, teams, yeah.
So this then comes to the last part of my list. And I couldn't do any list without taking some bad boys.
Okay, yeah.
Taking some of my tanks.
Oh, you've got tanks in there as well.
Got tanks in there.
Right, okay, yeah.
As a mobile reserve.
This is on page 88,
88, 89, and the list itself is on 90. Because we're not taking the HQ.
Look at them.
When I was doing the list, I thought, right, I'm doing infantry, so I was going to have a list of tanks that I was going to use as a support, last ditch probably.
Yeah.
Bring them on, do what they can, try and roll over what's ever left.
Yeah.
Or bring them on to stabilise an area where I've obviously taken a lot of casualties. So I've brought in my T-54s.
Right.
And I can have up to 13.
Yes.
But I've only taken 5.
Right, okay.
So be thankful for that.
Yes, yeah.
But that comes in at a whopping 355 points.
Yeah, see that. 355 points for 5 K2 T-54s. Yeah. Right, okay.
And that's about it for the list, to be honest. That's it. Yeah, one box.
We have, yeah, it's a box there. So
again,
they are such a cool tank too. They're really heavy looking.
What I've found is also, I didn't know this when I was making the list. I honestly didn't. The battalion box that I've said with the recoilless rifles, the mortars, the machine gun nests, one box.
Oh, it's all in it.
It comes in one box. I honestly didn't know that. Yeah, they sell it in one box, and you can pick and choose what you want.
Cool.
So that's good. Obviously the infantry companies come in their own box as well. So you're looking at a minimum of expenditure box-wise, but it's a good starting point to leap out from.
Yeah. And what about other booby traps and things like that there?
They are brilliant, but I didn't get them in because I splurged on the tanks.
You splurged on the tanks. Do you know what, Dave? I can't blame you, mate. I really can't blame you.
As a side note...
Do you know what? We've talked... I was always concerned about, this whole game's going to be very one-sided. It's not that one-sided, actually, when you consider the tanks and stuff.
You need to pour a lot of fire on the infantry platoons themselves, companies, sorry.
Yeah.
When they die, you know they're going to come back in guerrilla reinforcement, that's what they call them. You know out there somewhere is a minefield or two. Yeah. So where do you put them down? The fact is, you're going to find out wherever you do put them down is where the minefield happens to be. Yeah. And then the tanks come on.
See, so I'm going to lose a platoon anyway that way, yeah. Is that you done?
That is me done.
All right, tactically, how are you going to use it then?
Tactically, again, like I said, I'm going to keep a lot hidden.
Yep.
A lot is going to be, look, the machine guns are going to be hidden. I'm going to have a big fire base, maybe one platoon in the open, surrounded by the mortars and the recoilless rifles, to basically make a target for you.
That I have
that
to...
you have to deal with, or I'll be rushing off taking all manner of sundry things. When you show your hand, that's when I'll pop up my machine guns, my minefields, my tanks will be rolling on. The other platoon might suddenly show itself. Yeah. It's really about luring you in, pushing you back, and then bringing everything else on. Again, and also a big unit of anti-aircraft guns to
deal with anything that I'm going to bring on.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not sure how competitive it is.
I honestly don't either, but when I was looking at it... I
love it.
I did get a little bit of a giggle every time I put something new in. Which is what it's all about.
Let's have a chat about what we've come up from me. And I say what we've come up from me because I've been getting Dave to help me with this.
We've gone through it bit by bit, haven't we, really? I mean...
So, I'm going US Air Cavalry. I'm going 1st Cavalry, okay? And I've opted for the Fearless Vets.
Fearless Vets.
So if you check page 16, I'm going for 1st Cavalry Division.
That's the one in Apocalypse Now.
Yes.
That's it. One with the surfboards as well.
I'm going to try and model some little surfboards.
Yeah, I thought. Well, we thought, didn't we? It had to really be something like that. Yeah. So we've gone for them.
So, if these fall over again, just don't worry about them. So first up, I have my compulsory Aero Scout platoon.
Yes, the one that you...
I don't have a command.
You don't have a command because that's back at base.
Yes, because I have radios that work.
You have, it's nice to be technically advanced, isn't it? Yes. So your command is off the table, but when it comes to company morale checks, when you need to take one, 3+ you carry on. Yeah. Otherwise you start putting out.
So kicking off with my Aero Scout platoons, I have one command, and I have 2 Loach.
2 Loaches, yes. Like what we thought is that you could spend all your points on Loaches and forget where the rest of the army's going to come from.
Yeah, because my Loaches will be running around lighting things up, but if I don't have stuff to blow that shit up, then that's wasted points on the Loaches.
So we've got, and again with 1500, I mean we didn't get to 1500. We actually went over 5 points. My fault.
So I have one white team basically.
You have one white team of 190 points, but again, like we said in the last video, that's such a
Yes, there's things we can do with that.
It's not just one team.
Next up, we have that's on page 17, you'll find that. Next up, we have the aero rifle platoons on page 18, which I love these guys. I've been watching. Obviously, Namweek has been, for me, probably one of the best themed weeks we've ever had on Beasts of War. I've loved it. And do you know what else I've loved apart from the game and stuff like that there? I've loved the music that we've been putting out.
The music has been...
I've loved the fact that loads of us have been going off and watching Nam movies and things.
Even I have. I must admit I was drawn into it as well.
So I've been... the other night I was watching We Were Soldiers, and I was thinking, oh man, that is so hard. Yes, I did have a moment. I'm putting it down to newly discovered daddy hormones.
Right. Yes.
So I did have a moment where I did have to pause the show and go, oh, yeah.
Collect yourself a bit.
I'm gonna go and have a beer or something, and then play again. Yes, all them letters. Oh. Anyway,
yes.
I'm going to put that to one side. The music, the movies, and just the sheer action. And you know what? The other thing I've loved, and it was in Apocalypse Now as well, when them Hueys, when them kind of air rifle platoons were flying in. You know, they were flying in single file and stuff like that there. And it's just the guys hanging out the windows and stuff. I'm afraid of flying. I am terrified of flying, actually. But even I want to have a go in a Huey. You know, it's
I don't like heights, and I think, you know what? I would suck it up. I would suck it up
just to hang out the side of a Huey. Yes, and if I could get the fire Gatling gun at some cows or something like that there.
Good old M60 as well.
So I've loved this rule of the lift section. Okay, you'll find it on page 18. Whereas previously, at the start of the book, you can buy your squads and then you can buy transports, and transports just ferry them in like buses. I have become totally enamored with the idea of your slick stays with your platoon. So it stays with the squad. And, you know, and it can provide cover or go back off and wait for until they're needed and then come back. I just think it's great. So, of the aero rifle platoon, I have the compulsory aero rifle platoon, which consists of command, and I think I've 4 MGs and 5 slicks in there. So
basically, what we thought is that because you can split them off, can't you?
Yes.
You can combat.
These are my blue teams.
The blue team can split down 2 of its forces and stick them in other units.
Yeah.
So we thought that we'd max that out.
Yes.
Because you haven't got a lot of infantry anyway.
So I've went for the whole lot here.
We've gone for the whole lot. It's a lot of points, yes, but that will pay dividends.
Well, it's 400 points base.
Yes.
Which, to be fair, I get 5 slicks.
Yeah.
You know, I get a captain slick. I get 4 slicks. And then I have the option to add an extra machine gun teams. And I've seen how deadly machine gun teams can be, because we did that for the D-Day thing. So I've seen just how awesomely deadly machine gun teams are. So that's taken me to a grand total of 500 points.
Yeah.
Do you know what? 100 point per chopper and 2 machine gun teams? I don't think that's bad. Fearless Veteran?
Fearless Veteran as well, yep. And again, we said that the PAVN are flexible, but this is pure combined arms in its purest form.
Yes.
You know, I'll take 2 of these out of here, stick them in my gun, you know, my Gatling guns.
Yep.
I've got my Loaches. They pull on the fire as well. They jump out. They take the ejectors.
You're absolutely right, because although I have a single white team, I do intend to split that white team.
Which
I'm going to make a pink team.
Doubles its table presence as well.
Next up, I have Huey Cobra upgrades. Now this
is for the air weapons.
This is for the aero weapons platoon. So I have the compulsory aero weapons platoon, where I have spent 420 points for 2 red teams.
2 red teams.
So I have a captain and a lieutenant, basically. I've then spent an extra 30 points for the Huey Cobra upgrade.
Yep.
And spent an extra 100 points for the Gatling Cobra upgrade.
Yes.
So it's come to a grand total of 550 points.
Another big points investment. But
yes.
when you think about...
As red teams go, though, that is awesome. Yeah.
Got lots of... You got your miniguns. The Cobras have got grenade launchers as well on the chin.
Yeah.
We've used 2, so they can split down into pink teams.
Yeah, well, if you
need to,
that's how I'm going to run them.
Right.
I'm going to take one. I've got 2. I'm going to keep one as a red team, a pure red team. I'm going to take the other and split it down into 2 pink teams. And I'm going to split my white team up, so I've got 2 pink teams.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take 2 of my blue teams and do them as combat attachments to those pink teams.
It's again, it's just so fun.
Well, how cool is that? I'm going to have 3 choppers flying in. I'm going to have a Loach, I'm going to have a Hog, and I'm going to have a Slick.
Yep.
Okay? And I'm hoping that trinity will help support, you know, that my Slick, that my Loach will light something up, my Hog will lay down some fire, my Slick will come in, fire machine guns out the side. Hopefully everything's softened up enough at that point then that my troops get out and take the objective, finish the job.
Yep.
Hoo-ha!
I'm
getting so excited about this.
And that's just one squad.
Yes, that's my Rambo squad.
That's your Rambo squad. But then backing that up is other parts of the list. You know, we said the Gatling guns have opened up.
Yes.
The rockets are going to come in from those 2 other ones that you upgraded. Grenade launchers are going to come in to soften up dug-in targets.
Yeah. And do I get me big templates?
We'll get into that.
All right. Okay.
We'll get into that. This the next one. Air Cav support.
Air Cav support. That's on page 19, guys.
Just below the air. It's very, very compact, this army list, because there's not much to do. But then when you buy it, you can do much more on the table. So
far, just so as we're clear, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 helicopters.
11 helicopters. Yep.
I'm gonna have to buy and paint all these, remember?
Yes.
But yeah, 11 helicopters.
We haven't finished yet, either.
All right. Okay. So air cavalry support. Okay, and I'm going for the aerial rocket artillery battery.
Now this is where your big templates come in.
And I'm going for 2 heavy hogs at 190 points.
Yep.
But I'm going to give them a frog upgrade.
Which is another
15 points.
15 points. Yep.
What does that frog upgrade give me?
That gives you more Gatling guns.
Yeah.
Rocket tubes as well.
Yeah, M5 grenade launchers.
And an M5 grenade launcher as well.
Yeah.
So more softening up, more artillery. It's a smaller version of what you're going to talk about next.
And then I have the heavy Cobra upgrade.
Cobra.
40 points.
40 points on top of what you've already paid.
So I've spent 245 points so far on that.
This is the one with 78 rocket tubes.
78?
Yeah. Which you can fire off in one
big template.
That's the devastating template that we've
Which means I get to re-roll my hits as well, don't I?
Yep. Yep. So those dug in the undergrowth, which are normally going to be quite
and if
5 or 6s to hit.
If they're dug in, I'm going to use my Loach with these. Maybe I'll turn these. Yeah.
Forget that. You know, you've got your cover. No.
Yeah, because if my Loaches light them up, then they don't get their cover, do they?
No.
Maybe I'll make these pink teams instead, and just use my other red teams with combat attachments.
That's how flexible the list is. I mean, we're thinking on the fly now.
Yeah.
And we're already getting more and more ideas. But that is your another point sink, of course.
Yes.
For a little, but what you're going to put out on the table.
I just love it. But the other beauty of this, Dave, is yes, you have minefields. Yes, you have guys coming up everywhere. But because I'm completely Air Cav based, I have no mobility issues at all. No. I can be anywhere.
Anywhere, anytime.
Wow.
And everywhere.
Yes.
You can flood the table with. I mean, we've just added another 2 helicopters to that. So that's 14 helicopters you've got on the table. 13, sorry. Probably at the same time as everything else. So again, it comes to target saturation.
Yeah.
What do my 3 anti-aircraft guns fire at?
I also have a couple of other small upgrades here.
Small upgrades. We've gone for a dedicated observer for the artillery. Because you're going to have things lighting it up, we thought, will we be able to get the observer part of that in? So having an observer helicopter that can go in low, see the targets, it means your helicopter can hang back a bit more as well, and fire from a lot further, probably out of the range of anti-aircraft guns maybe, whereas you might not have been. So that's a small upgrade, 10 points. It does go down to confident veteran, but that won't come much into it. Because it's not going to do much fighting. It does get driven off anyway. And the last thing, because we all love them. The Medivac.
I've got a Medivac slick.
Because your soldiers, there's not many.
No,
very
so
good.
I need to keep them alive.
You need to keep them alive, and I think a Medivac with moon markers coming in, repairing, patching up those guys that. Well,
the difficulty is, I don't actually have any medical teams at all. That is my one weakness in all of this. Is that I literally only have one means of actually dealing with wounds and casualties.
It's a high priority target, but it's one thing that you need in the list.
Yeah.
It's all well and good having lots of rockets, which is all very good, but if you've got no men left,
yes,
you win the day just through objective taking.
Yeah, correct.
So you need to have that medical part in your list.
Well, I know what I'm going to get. Something's going down. I love it, guys. I absolutely love it. It's, as themed weeks go, I just think that it's been fabulous. The community has been getting involved. I just think it's been so much fun. Tactically, Dave, there's so many options with this. I do believe that for me, the key to this will be getting to grips with splitting teams and things like that.
I think once you learn how to deal with making your bigger teams into smaller teams and using that, it's not a negative point, it's a flexibility point. Once you've learned that, the world is your oyster.
I am really, really looking forward to this because, those heavy hogs, the big templates, I know we laugh about them and they do seem cheesy as hell, but they may not actually be the best option. It may be better actually slowing my fire down and being more...
be more measured over the battle. But that's where the beauty of starting at 1500 is. You've got your ideas. And now you think, well, that was good, but I wish I had more firepower. Over a longer period of time. That's where you can upgrade your stuff, look into higher point levels. So that's another reason why we did go low.
Great. Well, gents, our next step from here will be over the next while is to actually start building these armies. And during Flames of War for the Win, every now and again, we'll keep coming back to Vietnam.
Of course, I don't think...
And I can't leave it behind now. I'm not going to leave it behind. Dave.
Yes.
I have discovered what is probably my favourite plastic kit of all time. I have been ranting and raving about how good this M113 Platoon is.
Just in awe how good it is.
And to be fair, if I had never even seen rhinos and things like that, I would still think that this is just awesome.
Cool, aren't they? They are really good.
And I've had a thought, and I haven't been able to get it out of my mind. And I wanted to throw it out to you. You're going to hate it. I want to throw it out to the community and see if it sticks. It seems to me I could go all sci-fi with this, man. I want to do a Starship Troopers army, okay? Something kind of Starship Troopers, Imperial Guard-y kind of esque. And I want to base it around these rhinos, right? With 10-man squads, okay? I would love to get some Centurion tanks in there, okay? And I think the rules from this will work beautifully because the Vietnamese rules...
I've got all that in it.
Yes, but not only that, they're fighting bugs. And bugs would recycle.
Oh, God.
So, how cool is that? We could have a 15mm kind of Starship Troopers game, and everything we need is already in the book. We just need to rename some stuff and move some shit around, and we would have it. We would have it, you know, Battlefront are already creating the miniatures. We just need to find a way of creating 15mm bug armies that kind of go along the lines of tunnels, you know, minefields with spores and stuff like that there. Dudes, this could be awesome. And we get to pit our tanks, you know, our rhinos or these things up.
Tracks.
Yeah, I can't help it, guys. I just cannot help it. You know, forget Knackwolfen in Vietnam. I want to do something Starship Troopers using the Vietnam rules. Anyway,
let's do it. Let's do it.
You know, so what I'll do, you know, rather than just run ahead, we'll throw it out to you guys in the community. What do you think? Is this something we could do as like a little community project where we get together, we hunt down miniatures? Because I had thought about air power. Obviously, I don't want to use helicopters necessarily because helicopters are not really kind of Starship Trooperish.
No.
But I did see little bat planes of the new style Batman that's kind of all that armoured plate and looks a little bit insectoid, right? Yep. If they were painted up in the same kind of colours and stuff, you know, as the tracks, you know, I think they could be kind of cool on flight stands and stuff like that there. You know, and then as regards bugs, I've no idea what we would do 15mm for bugs, other than maybe going out and actually getting some bugs and nailing them down, and nailing them onto bases.
We couldn't do animal cruelty on this show.
They're not animals; they're bugs. The only good bug is a dead bug. So yeah, I'm loving Vietnam. I've got to admit, I've really enjoyed this week. I've enjoyed the music. I've enjoyed the movies. But since seeing that kit, I have just been, I have just been unable to shake from my head how we could do an awesome infantry-based Starship Troopers type thing, and the rules are already there.
Yep.
I just think if the community wants to get involved, we'll throw some stuff behind this and we'll make this happen, because I just think it would be so cool.
I think as a community project as well, it will get people's ideas. I mean, lots of people have very vivid ideas, and I think as a think tank to bring that all in, I think that'd be a good thing to do.
2 army lists. We just take 2 army lists out of this. We take the point values and stuff from this to try and keep it balanced. Yeah. And, well, not in my case, because I want to use these.
It doesn't take a lot.
No, it doesn't take a lot. So 2 army lists, and we just rename some stuff, okay? Because to be honest, you know, I was even looking at your T-54s, and I think the T-54s would be cool on the Starship Troopers side. Yep. You know, maybe just as cool actually as the Centurions, although the Centurions are really, really cool. You know. So anyway, you know, I just wanted to throw it out there. I know everybody was expecting me to stay all historical on this.
You couldn't do it. Let's face it. You couldn't do it.
But you know, it's an option, and I think it'd be really, really cool. So hopefully, some of you guys will think it's cool as well.
Yes.
So
let's do it. Let's
do it. Look, gents, that's it. That's the end of this NAM week, but the beginning of our NAM hobby. Yes. I think I know enough about it now. Over the next while, because a little bird tells me stocks are now low on the NAM stuff. I wonder why. So it might take us a little while to gather some stuff up, but you know, we'll gather it up. We'll play some NAM battles. I can't wait. And if you fancy doing the whole Starship Troopers thing, you know, we could maybe get that going as well. Yeah, get in touch. So, finally, over to you guys. We can't thank you enough for joining us
it's been
on this Vietnam week. It's been fantastic. It's exactly the spirit of what Beasts of War is all about.
I think it's a good showcase of what we can do as a community.
We've enjoyed it. It's been fabulous. So, thanks for watching, and
get those tours of duty started.
Yeah, get those tours of duty underway. Cheers, guys.